who's here. Look who's here. Forbes Media chair and editor-in-chief Steve Forbes. He's author of the new book, Inflation, What Is It? Why It's Bad? How Are You Going to Fix It? You know what? It's so good to see you, Steve.
See you.
President Biden is in North Carolina touting the supply chain successes as an inflation fix. His poll numbers are crashing. He's at 33% in Quinnipiac. When you look at the numbers, Steve, he's got an historic just 26% with independents, 26% with Hispanics, 21% approval with Gen Zers through millennials. What's going on? They're getting the message. What do you think is happening?
Well, what's happening is people don't like it when they go to market and suddenly have to pay more and more and more. They get a raise, but it's taken away by taxes. Inflation is a tax increase, and also paying more. So it's no surprise, because he's unfortunately come across for trying to blame it on Vladimir Putin, for crying out loud. The American people aren't stupid. They know this problem was there. They understand part of it was supply chain problems, but they also know that this administration has waged war against the oil and gas industry, and we're suffering the consequences of that and other regulations, and also we're suffering from the fact the Federal Reserve has been printing too much money.
The other thing,
it's very basic.
Yeah, but he's basically saying he's still doubling down on his spending, not taking responsibility, that causes any problems. And you've got Hillary and Obama saying you should tout your record. So what's the record? The record is scratchy, and that's what the voters hear. And so when he talks about spending, that's throwing gasoline on the fire. Because who bought the bonds last year when we're doing all the binge spending? Most of it was by the Federal Reserve. Where do they get the money? They create it out of thin air. They call up a dealer, say, send over $1 billion of bonds. The dealer says, fine. Credit my bank account, the dealer says. Where's the Fed get the money? The ultimate ATM, out of thin air. Yeah, I mean, the money supply is up 40%, I think, over the last 2 years. But we've got the White House press secretary again doubling down, again claiming inflation is transitory when Biden and Obama officials say, no, it's not. Let's watch this. Watch.
And then last one, does the White House still view inflation as transitory?
That is the view of the Federal Reserve and outside economists, and they all continue to project it will come down this year.
Wrong, Steve, wrong. It's not the view. Federal Reserve Chair Powell says, no, it's not inflation transitory. So does the Treasury Secretary Yellen. So does Obama officials like Larry Summers and Steve Ratner. So why are they still doubling down on this wrong message?
I think what happened with her was she got last year's talking points when the Federal Reserve was saying a year ago it was transitory. Oh, no, this is 2022, not 2021. And the amazing thing, and this is so cynical, but it's true, the Federal Reserve did not do what it should have done last year because Powell wanted to be reappointed. And he didn't want interest rates to go up, so he kept printing the money, found a gimmick to keep it out of the circulation. We're now $1.7 trillion. That gimmick's going to unwind at some point. So they're out of game playing. And so they now are paying the price.
Wait, do you think it's going to get worse? Do you think inflation is going to get worse?
What you're going to see is if they just let the economy alone, the supply chain problems would eventually sort themselves out. Although what China's doing is not going to help, with the war in Ukraine. But those things sort themselves out, supply chain, inflation. Monetary inflation is the big question mark. And unfortunately, the Fed does not know how to fight inflation. They think you do it by raising interest rates, that's price controls, and by hurting the economy. They say soft landing. It's a crash landing.
Oh, gosh, we hope not, because that would be painful for the economy.
Unnecessarily so.
We just came out of a pandemic. What more can the U.S. taxpayer take? Let's show Senator Marsha Blackburn's tweet here. President Biden campaigned on a promise to ban drilling on federal lands and waters, but now the White House blames oil companies for not drilling enough, and Biden and Psaki, they point fingers at Putin, as Democrats are now pointing fingers back at them because they're going to lose in the midterms and lose the control of Congress. Let me ask you this. Did Putin kill the Keystone Pipeline? Did Putin push to debank and defund U.S. energy? Did Putin stop drilling on federal lands or in the Gulf?
No, Putin just applauded. Joe Biden did it. And that's like blaming, you tell farmers, for example, not to grow food, and then you blame them for food shortages, telling oil companies don't drill, don't produce because we think what you do is bad and we want to put you out of business.
Right.
And then they get the consequences. And he still isn't changing. Sadly, this administration is not going to change.
Why?
because of the far left of the Democratic Party. They're fearful of it. So only after the election, if they get a thrashing, a shellacking, as in the memorable words of Barack Obama, they get a shellacking, only then will the party change course. But up till then,
but we have to suffer. Why is the American taxpayer there in their, part of their science project or, experiment? We're the ones who suffer. I mean, gas was up nearly 50% before Putin invaded, and but they're blaming the pandemic and they're blaming the shutdowns that the Democrats started. Can you blame the supply chain crisis on the shutdowns, or gas, or anything on the shutdowns and on the pandemic?
You can blame part of it. When you disrupt a whole global supply chain, billions of transactions done each day, you suddenly shut it down thinking turn on a light switch. That has consequences. But those things would have been dealt with. If just leave the economy alone, people would adjust and things would be put back in shape again. But the Biden administration keeps getting in the way of that. So you have the Federal Reserve misbehaving, you have the Biden administration misbehaving, bad stuff, and the American people, unfortunately, unnecessarily suffering for it. We don't need a recession to conquer inflation. Stop trashing the dollar, stabilize the dollar, and you'll be amazed how quickly this economy will come back.
Well, that's good stuff, what you just said. And it was good stuff that you hired me to be an editor over at Forbes. I'm just kidding. And what's good stuff is your book, Steve. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I think, we're just so excited here. Everything's falling down on the floor. But anyway, it's good to have you, Steve. You're going to come back soon.